Back with Bobby and JG Radio. Our show entitled today is Investing for Seniors. We have Miss Gabrielle Gelo here in the studio. She's a former biology teacher with a bachelor's degree from Douglas College of Rutgers University. She's been married for 34 years, has 2 sons, and has been nationally recognized as a top long-term care insurance professional by the American Association for Long-Term Care Insurance. Gabrielle also teaches long-term care planning seminars for both Northside ISD, Northeast ISD, as well as a tremendous amount of financial advisors to keep everyone educated on this topic. I want to start by asking you, first of all, Gabrielle, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Taking Sunday and hanging out with us here at Bobby and JJ Radio. But tell us about your background and explain why you started this business helping people with long-term care. How did you get into all of this?
Well, my prior career was as a teacher.
Sure.
And I taught biology. I taught preschool for many years. When I was 46, I'd picked up my son from high school, and we were sitting on 1604 at a light. Go figure, a light on a highway.
There's no lights.
Oh,
yeah,
wait, yeah.
Lights. Okay.
Well, so we're sitting there in the left-hand lane to make a turn and just catching up on the day and heard a squeal of tires, looked in the rearview mirror, and boom, rear-ended by a 19-year-old girl going 55 miles an hour. And my family ended up dealing with long-term care for the next 5 months, trying to figure out how to care for me while still going to school and going to work. And I dealt with my mom in a more traditional sense. She's up in New Jersey. I'm one of 6 kids.
Sure.
And by the time my mom needed care, we were spread all over the country, and all of that burden of that care fell on my brother and his wife.
Which were there locally.
Exactly, yeah.
Sure. So then, let's tell the listeners here, what exactly is long-term? Because I think there's a lot of questions. What exactly long-term care is?
Yeah, long-term care is when you just need someone to come in and help you with your basic activities of daily living.
Sure.
Getting in and out of bed, getting dressed, taking a shower, things that we take for granted every day. But it is likely that at some point in our lives, it could be an accident like it was with me, but it may also be because of some kind of a diagnosis, or we just get old and frail. But at some point it makes sense that we're going to need someone to help us with these things.
So why would you say it's important to plan for long-term care?
Well, we've got a big bubble of people now called the baby boomers, and they make up about 20% of our population. And baby boomers have been very significant in the impact that they've had on our society. When those baby boomers were first born, the hospitals couldn't even keep up. They couldn't be built fast enough. And then as that segment of people aged and they ended up in schools, the schools couldn't be built fast enough and the hospitals stayed empty. Well, for a long time we had the baby boomers in the working class. And that was great, right? I mean, they're paying into all these government programs, paying their taxes, but now they're aging at a rate of about 10,000 a day. And it's more than just the numbers, because baby boomers, not just baby boomers, we're all living longer thanks to modern medicine. So we're much more likely to anticipate a heart attack or survive an accident. And because of that, we're much more likely to live into a much older age. So that statistically, they say that if you live long enough, that 50% of us are going to be diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Well, someone's got to care for those folks.
Right.
And so if they turn to their family, which is where we've traditionally turned to for care, we just don't have those options anymore. Women who are traditional caregivers are now in the paid workforce, so they're not available anymore. And then we didn't have, baby boomers in particularly, didn't have as many children. And those children, like I experienced with my mom, we've spread out all over the country. We weren't there for her.
And you're 1 out of 6?
I'm 1 out of 6.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's not a traditional family anymore.
It's not a traditional family.
It's 1.5, right? 1.5 children.
Yeah.
So 1.5 children. I have 1. Bobby has
0.
none. So we got, so I have to it's one or done for me. If Trey doesn't take care of me, I'm in bad trouble. And Bobby, I'm not sure what he's gonna do. In fact,
I said when I can't take care of myself, just take me out by the barn and put me down like Old Yeller.
Everyone hear that? Because that's in writing now. I'm allowed to do that. So let's talk to Bobby. I want you to talk to Bobby directly. Why should he consider getting long-term care insurance?
I plan on living forever.
Okay, besides the ridiculousness that you feel.
Well, long-term care insurance, first and foremost, Bobby, protects your family.
Okay.
You don't get it for yourself. I mean, when it comes down to it, your family, someone out there is going to make sure that you're taken care of. What we need to consider is the impact that burden of your care is going to have on them and their families. and long-term care insurance can lift that burden.
How about someone like me with no kids, though?
Well, with no kids, you're even at a higher risk of having to pay for the care, aren't you?
When should Bobby?
Gotcha.
when should Bobby start considering, getting long-term care insurance?
Well, about 6 months before he needs it. Well,
So already.
obviously we don't have that crystal ball.
So
So
in your 30s, you should start paying for or preparing for long-term care.
no, I wouldn't say that. It has to fit into a greater financial picture. And I know that there are many famous financial folks out there who will set a specific age on it. But I will tell you that I have found in my experience that the younger that it makes sense financially that you can get it, the better.
What does this coverage? What does it cover?
Long-term care will pay for licensed and certified care wherever you choose to live. So it's not nursing home insurance. Most people are using this for home care.
So Medicare's not covering these things right now?
Medicare is your health insurance, and if you have a health event and you end up with in a rehab facility, it may pay for up to 100 days, but nothing after that.
So I think a lot of people think that, well, Medicare is gonna, as long as it's solvent, we're okay. But that's for your health.
That's for your health.
This is for your care.
Correct.
So this is where you need someone to help you, like take a shower, get up and downstairs if you have it, or get around. This is getting food and being fed. I mean, this is really what is not being covered right now out there.
Correct. After my car accident, I couldn't get out of bed without someone there to pull me out of the bed. I needed assistance with that. I
Sure.
couldn't dress myself or bathe myself. And when you get in that kind of situation, it's pretty eye-opening.
So I think everyone out there has someone that they're going to care for or need to care about here pretty soon. So you have to get some of this information. You can email Gabrielle.gelo@acsiapartners.com, or you can call her at 210-592-9887. Again, that's 592-9887. Or go to our website, which is GabrielleGeloltc.com. Take a quick break.